everyone. Welcome to our January 2023 membership meeting. I'm Rita Verde, your Arts Consortium Board President. I want to wish all of you a Happy New Year. I don't think we're too far into the year where I can say Happy New Year to you all. And I hope that you all spent a wonderful holiday reconnecting with friends and family, because that's what this season is all about. And we want to let you know that we will continue with our virtual meetings until we announce in-person meetings. First we had the COVID, and then now we have weather. So we just want to make sure that you stay connected with us and we stay connected with you. There are some wonderful things happening in the Arts Consortium. And later on in this meeting, you're going to hear from our executive director, who is going to update you on the progress. He's going to give you a report. It's a fantastic one, so I hope you stay tuned for that and that you listen very carefully, because it makes you want to be so proud of the Arts Consortium and all the accomplishments that have been done, all because of you, artists like you. And speaking of artists, we have an artist master list. We're inviting you all to become part of that. All you have to do is go to our website and put your name, your art medium, and your contact information. Simple as that. We've had artists that have been contacted for commissions. And again, it's a simple thing of putting your information in and you can be contacted. So please make sure that you do that. Also, if you have any announcements, we ask that you go to hello@artsconsortium.org. You can send your PDF files that way, and we will make sure to get those announcements out for you. The other thing that I want to make sure that we extend to you is always to become a member of the Arts Consortium if you aren't already. And if you know of artists out there that are not, please invite them to do so. We have some other announcements. We've grown so much. I'm so excited about that. Please stay tuned to our executive director's report on that as well. Just checking to make sure that I've covered everything, because again, we do many, many things. Even though we're not doing in person, does not mean that we aren't progressing and moving right along. I thank you so much for tuning in to these virtual meetings. I ask that you continue to do so, because a lot of work goes into these meetings and a lot of information goes out there. And you're going to miss information if you don't stay tuned to us. And I thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you at our February 2023 meeting. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Arts Consortium membership meeting. My name is Ampelio Mejia Perez. I am glad that you're here. Happy New Year. I hope you had a really Merry Christmas. I was unfortunately sick, but I recovered, so we're good. I hope you had a lot of family time. I hope you've stayed safe. I hope you've stayed dry, and we're glad that you're here with us. We're going to go ahead and get started with our mural opportunities that are closing this week. They close January 11th, and these are for murals on two sides of the new construction on 300 East Oak Avenue. This is the lofts at Forts Visalia, which is a project by Self-Help Enterprises. And if you didn't know, the Arts Consortium will be occupying their community center, parts of that. And so we'll be in a new location, and they're thinking it's sometime in August. And so you can be a part of making that a really, really, really huge experience by creating one or two of these murals. They would consider the same artist for both murals. So if you haven't heard about this, they're looking for two murals. One of them is about 15.5 by 22 feet. The other one's about 10 by 30, and they're going for $20,000 and $19,500 respectively. So they're really great contracts. I hope that you've put out a proposal for it. If you haven't, you still have time. The deadline is Wednesday the 11th. So please get to it. Get making those proposals. There's been some really great stuff coming through, but that doesn't mean that your piece won't be looked at, won't be considered. So submit something. You never know. And our 2023 Watermark Art Contest is underway as usual. $500 for the winner. We don't need your actual piece. We just want an image of it. Go ahead and submit your favorite piece of 2022 and 2023. Deadline is May 29th of this year. Send it to hello@artsconsortium.org, and you will be entered into our Watermark Art Contest. We're really excited that our South Valley Art Tour is shaping up the way it is. On March 25th and 26th, that's the last Saturday and Sunday of March, we have our South Valley Art Tour, which is going to span the south end of Tulare, from Tulare, Visalia, all the way out to Porterville. In Tulare, we've got Manuel Abad, we've got Nani Rhodes, we've got Eric Valdovinos, and the Tulare Historical Museum. In Visalia, we've got Nate Norman, Betty Burke, David Daniels, Amy Rangel, Matthew Rangel, Martha Gaines, Derek Gaines, and James Bonifay. In Exeter, we've got the Exeter Courthouse Gallery, and Porterville, we've got the Hidden Cottage showing their work. And in Lindsay, we've got the Veritas Art Studio. So that's a super exciting lineup. We hope that we see everybody out there. This year's South Valley Art Tour is going to be free to attend. You heard it right, free to attend. So you're going to be able to get tickets from artists. You're going to be able to get tickets from the venues who are participating. And you'll be able to get tickets from the Arts Consortium. So we look forward to extending that invitation to you once we have our printed books, and we're very excited that, again, the South Valley Art Tour is going to be free for the general public to attend. All you got to do is have your passport in hand, and we'll see you out there. I want to thank First Friday participants, the Brandon Mitchell Gallery, Arts Visalia, the Creative Center, TOB Graphics, and the Book Nook. Thank you, Linda Mendez, for being at TOB Graphics with the Arts Consortium. We had a great time talking about printing, talking about growing up here in the Valley. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Robert, at TOB Graphics for hosting us. We look forward to working with you both. And so if you did not attend our December membership meeting, we put together a little presentation talking about sort of how our year went. And so I just kind of want to run through that a little bit. You'll get the Cliff Notes version. In 2022, we did quite a bit of amazing stuff. We had our South Valley Art Tour. We had 17 artists in the north end of Tulare County. We had participants from Exeter, Three Rivers, Visalia, and Woodlake. Then our My Voice Media Center program continues to grow, especially with the new addition of Hope K as our project coordinator. We still enjoy the services of Olivia Garza as our peer support specialist, and she's actually getting her recertification this year, which is really exciting because now the peer support specialist position has become an official part of the mental health field, and so we're very proud. Our My Voice Media Center participants take part in many of our community events and many of our community activities. So they continue to share their personal stories of wellness and recovery with Tulare County law enforcement officers who show up for these crisis intervention trainings we do bi-monthly now. We started out doing these once or twice a year, and now we're delivering these bi-monthly. We continue to receive feedback saying that our part of the presentation is one that the officers really remember when they go away and they start reflecting on their time at this training. So we're really, really proud of our participants, and we're really thankful for our partners, the Visalia Wellness Center, for being such a big part of that collaboration and that presentation that we deliver. We had about 6 artists show their work at 210 Cafe earlier in the year, and then more at the Brandon Mitchell Gallery. We had about 9 participants show their work at a local arts festival in a collaborative booth. We had about 8 participants who actually got to travel to the Getty Museum, and this came with a long set of sessions where they started studying museum and what it's like to go to a museum, how you look at the art, what to expect, and they sat through these sessions, and that's how they earned their way to go to the Getty Museum. So that was an amazing experience, and we're thinking possibly going to Hearst Castle for this 2023. So we're very excited about that. Our Poetry Out Loud program has been struggling. So we need your help to get the word out to high school students that Tulare County puts on the county's branch of this national program, where high school students get to choose a poem out of an anthology that is nationally recognized, and they don't have to write it themselves. They recite these 3 poems, and they compete with other high schoolers as far as their delivery. So performance artists are very highly encouraged to participate. In Tulare County alone, the winner gets $1,000. So there's a good amount of work involved, but it's a payout that I think is really good for the experience, and that's just our county. You can go to the state level, and you can go to the national level on top of that. Last year was the first time that a student from California won this award on the national level, and she received $20,000 from the state for her efforts. So we're very, very proud of that, and I highly encourage you to talk to your high school students and encourage them to consider poetry out loud. It's a really wonderful experience. If someone has never gotten in front of a crowd and spoken, it's very different when you are trying to use your own words and when you're using someone else's words. And in this case, you'll be using someone else's words. So hopefully, some of that stage fright is not so much of a factor. Anyway, come on out, encourage the kids to do it. It's a really wonderful experience, and they get some cash out of it. We've continued our partnership with Tulare County Resource Management Agency and the Tulare County General Services Agency. We've put up 5 murals at Mooney Grove. We've put up art in various county buildings, but more recently we installed a mural, or a super large painting. It's 4 feet by 24 feet in the Board of Supervisors chambers here in Visalia. There was a bridge in Wood Lake that was over Cottonwood Creek on Sentinel Drive, which received 2 mosaic plaques made by Nate Norman, and they were through a partnership that we have with the Resource Management Agency. So, and then as far as our murals, so we had Katie Kamalian, we had Joy Collier, we had Heidi Steinman, we had Janet Botkin, and the CK mural team out of Exeter. So that was great. And then the BOS mural was finished by Stevie Daniels, and so you'll be able to see that anytime you go out into the board chambers. And that one's still in process to finish. We want to see if we can get an online interactive element going, so look out for that. Our Taste of the Arts Festival was wonderful as usual. We had about 11 organizations delivering free interactive activities to all the folks. 6,500 estimated in attendance. We had more than 80 individual artists selling their artwork. We had 2 all-day stages with new and renowned acts. We actually got a certificate from Shannon Grove, who's a senator of California, for putting on the festival. And our Artist of the Year, Francisco Alonso, was also recognized by the senator. Our fiscal agency program is going through some changes, and so if you're part of it, you know about this. And if you are not part of it, we are just trying to make sure that the program runs as it should, and that everybody gets the right coverage. Insurance has become a big deal for the Arts Consortium, and so you've probably noticed some of the ups and downs of it, but we're getting it figured out, and so we thank you for your patience, and we appreciate any input. Our first Friday program has been going pretty strong. As you can see, these wonderful graphics that were put together by primarily Ed Reveles, who actually stopped. He got a full-time job, and so he no longer works for the Arts Consortium. But now, at the December poster, it was actually Caitlyn Smith who took over for our graphic design, and so you'll be seeing her images, her designs pop up through First Friday and Taste the Arts, Watermark, all the things. And so while we're sad to see Ed go, and we thank him for all of the contributions that he made to the Arts Consortium. We're also very excited to see Caitlyn come and hit the ground running. We also want to thank Pam Pietroforte. If you have not noticed, Pam is no longer working with the Arts Consortium. Pam decided to take a step away from the consortium, and so we thank her for all of her contributions to our organization. We thank her for all the work that she did here, and thanks, Pam. We wish you the best. We want to thank our friends Kate Stover and Carolyn Kuntz at the Tulare County Office of Education for all the hard work that they do to promote the arts and to keep the arts going strong in our community. They've brought together an Artist in Schools program. We've been asking for artists to register, and there was an informational meeting in December, and now we're going to be looking at sending some of these artists to training. Again, very, very thankful that these folks are championing the arts for us and helping us all grow. Really, these are invaluable community partners, and so if you work with them, if you know them, please give them a hug and a thanks for being such great champions of the arts. As you can see, in 2022, we made about $100,000 in payments directly to artists. This does include Taste the Arts and the My Voice Media Center. But even still, the work that we're realizing in our community and the art that's coming out is amazing, and we're very, very proud that we're able to pay decent rates for the time that our artists are putting into these projects. We hope to continue to increase the amount of projects and the amount of compensation so that we can reach a livable wage for these artists. This does highlight something that I've heard a few times, and obviously it's true that the consortium has focused on individual artists and art making in general, and has not necessarily hasn't achieved the same level of support for our local organizations. And so in 2023, I'll be looking into seeing how we can make that contribution to our community a little bit more even, so that we represent organizations as well as individual artists. And so I look forward to that. And for that, we need your support. We need your contributions. We need for you to ask, anybody who you think may want to support these kinds of projects, so that we can realize them, so that we can put artists to work, so that we can create a sense of identity for our community that doesn't necessarily come from our history. That it's something that we create and we bring forth as something that is truly from Tulare County. Once again, I just want to thank each and every one of you for the contributions that you make, whether in creating art, promoting art, being an art supporter, an art audience member. Without any one of you, the Arts Consortium really wouldn't have a reason for being here. And so I want to thank all of you, and we hope that 2023 is as productive and more as 2022 was. So thank you all. We want to thank the California Arts Council for their continued and increasing support. We want to thank the Tulare County Health and Human Services Agency for their partnership, which is invaluable to the Arts Consortium and to our community. We want to thank the City of Visalia for having us here in this building. If you haven't had a chance to visit us, please come check it out. It's a very particular place, very particular setting. I am very, very thankful that we have the staff that we have, who are very understanding of the needs of our community, who appreciate what we have when it's so obvious that many have none. And so, if you stop by, we want to remind you that folks going through any kind of crisis or any kind of possibly even mental health crisis are still people, and one of the best things you could do is to treat them as a person. So say hello, ask them if they're okay, if they look like they're in crisis, or um, just let them be. Really, if there's no cause for alarm, if they're not hurting anyone, we try to take an understanding position. Um, the city of Visalia has approved a fence around the building, the perimeter, and this was mostly to address a certain bit of hygiene that we were sort of running into when our heater and cooler are out there exposed to the needs of the community. We end up having a health situation indoors, and so yeah, if you see a fence coming up, that is why, and we hope that it helps and maybe encourages folks to stop by a little more, and we really look forward to doing activities out in the back and in that area. As you may have noticed, some of our columns have been painted, and so we're really looking forward to increasing that look, that presence, for as long as we can. We really hope that we can, once we are in our new building, that we can continue to use this somehow, or to keep some kind of presence here in the Oval Park, because I believe that there's a lot of potential here. I don't necessarily think that it's ever going to be suitable for young children to learn and to necessarily be a school here. But I think that there is a lot of possibilities for the art market and the art sector and the public works areas that we can really create something here. So if you have any ideas, let me know. And I think Oval Park is just poised to make a really strong comeback in our community. I also wanted to touch on artificial intelligence. If you folks have not looked into this, I'd really like for you to check it out. Just Google AI art, and it's art that's being created by artificial intelligence programs. And so there's a short learning thing. You can look it up on YouTube, and it'll explain to you much better than I will right now how to do it. And so this is becoming an issue because there are artists who are totally opposed to this idea. And so there have been competitions that have been won through these artificial intelligence art generators. And so it's a pretty interesting conversation, In my mind, whoever creates the art generator is, taking the time to program and teach it and create it. And so I think of it as a tool, but there's a lot of pushback from the arts community ourselves that is it's really interesting to me, and I'd like to know what you think. What do you think about artificial intelligence art? What do you think about art created by a computer? Do you think that is an evolution for the human art ability, or are we giving up something? So let me know. Let me know in the comments. Please come on by to the Arts Consortium, 808 North Court Street, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. Keep track of our South Valley Art Tour. Keep track of our First Friday, and we'll see you out in the community. Have a great day.
Have nothing to say.